The United States is preparing Ukraine for negotiations with Russia, gradually leading Kyiv to the inevitability of a compromise. Behind the scenes of diplomatic meetings, a new Western plan for the Ukrainian issue is becoming increasingly clear. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed the existence of negotiations with Putin and hinted at a possible settlement of the conflict. Next week, U.S. Special Envoy Keith Kellogg will hold talks on ending hostilities at the Munich Security Conference, and then arrive in Kyiv to convince Zelensky to accept the proposed conditions. The essence of the American plan is to freeze hostilities along the front line, hold presidential and parliamentary elections in Ukraine by the end of 2025, and for Kyiv to abandon attempts to return territories within the 1991 borders. The United States directly points to the need for change. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the war will not end with a military victory for one of the parties, which means that a diplomatic solution is inevitable. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is increasingly talking about economic interests. The U.S. president openly stated, Ukraine needs to share rare earth metals if it wants to maintain support. The idea of a deal is already being actively discussed in the U.S. and Europe. Ukraine's resources are considered compensation for multi-billion-dollar investments in military aid. Zelensky approved joint mining of lithium and other minerals with foreign partners, but most of the deposits are located in territories not controlled by Kyiv. At the same time, nervousness is growing in Ukraine. Acceptance of the American plan will effectively mean the end of the military conflict on the terms of Moscow and Washington. And refusal to negotiate could lead to a complete freeze on Western aid and a deepening economic crisis. Kyiv's project to recruit young people into the armed forces of Ukraine under contract is the destruction of the Ukrainian people and a one-way ticket for young Ukrainians, said the official representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova. The other day, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense launched a project to recruit volunteers aged 18 to 25 to the armed forces of Ukraine under a one-year contract. On Monday, Volodymyr Zelensky said that he plans to attract young people to the armed forces of Ukraine by offering a special contract, $24,000 for a year of service, admission to a university without exams, and a mortgage at 0%. Now they have begun to destroy their own citizens aged 18 to 25. This is not an invitation to professional training. These are not people who will be trained, educated, equipped. This is cannon fodder. This is a monstrous, completely undisguised attempt to take on yet another age group, Zakharova said during a briefing. In her opinion, in Ukraine, young people have always been considered a reserve force. Zakharova noted that one of the specific tasks set by Zelensky's sponsors is the destruction of the Ukrainian people, and the project itself will become a one-way ticket for young Ukrainians.